Hi guys, it's Carissa. I hope this is a better angle. My phone tripod is downstairs. I just recorded a video for my other channel and it was just like double chin city the whole time, so hopefully this is slightly more flattering. So I have made 2 failed attempts to update you on my cycle so far since Monday, and the first one I accidentally deleted, and the second one, I was laying in my bed and I had the fan and air conditioning going, and it was just, when I tried to play it back, it was just annoying. So I will update you on everything now. If I can remember it all. Part of the whole point from my first video was so that I could remember what I was telling you. Okay. So I went in for my lining check on Monday and I just felt nervous about it unnecessarily. That's just me, which is silly because my lining is one of the only things that I just don't have trouble with. So I had my lining checked and it was at a 14 on Monday, which means by today, hopefully it's even bigger. So I'm excited about that. I had a nice triple layer. My ovaries looked really quiet, so I was pretty thrilled with that. Then they asked why I was on Lovenox last cycle, or if I'd ever taken it, and I said I did take it last cycle, even though, and they were like, even though it was a retrieval, you know. So I said yes, and they asked how many eggs did you get, and when I said I had 20 eggs, they said that was why. It's a precaution to thin the blood when you get 20 or more eggs. So it seems to be a whole bunch of new procedure at this place now. I've been going there so long that I can tell when there's staff turnover and new policies and everything. But they're focusing an awful lot on genetic testing, and they said it's free because whatever your insurance doesn't cover, the place that does the testing covers the rest, or something like that. And at the point that we're at in our cycle now, it wouldn't really make sense to test for it, you know, things like cystic fibrosis and the like. But if I wanted to have my blood drawn now, if I need to do another cycle in the future, I'll have that information already. So I just agreed to do it. Another nurse tried to explain it to me a few weeks ago, but she's younger and newer, and I think that she just didn't articulate it in a way. It was she was kind of like, haha, it doesn't help you now, so forget it, it's just a sign that you don't want it. So but the nurse that I talked to on Monday made it sound like, you know, you can do it now, you can do it later, but why not? And what did I have to say because of that? Oh, so the Lovenox, when I was told I had a choice to take that this cycle or not, naturally, I was like, well, what are the pros and cons of that? And apparently, they said that I'm the kind of person that even though I don't have repeat losses, I've only had 1 pregnancy and it was a biochemical, because I've been trying to conceive for so long and I've had so many IUIs and now I'm I'm a good amount into having a few IVFs. They said they would do, I think that it was called RPL testing, a repeat pregnancy loss panel, and check me for, I think she said factor 5 and a whole slew of other things that I've never heard of before, or at least that no one's ever talked to me about specifically in office. And she said I could have that done, but right now, again, just like the genetic testing, it doesn't really help me. But the 2 things that they do when people come back positive with any of those is Intralipid infusion and Lovenox. So she said, why not, if you already done it before, I already still have some too, that's still good, why not incorporate that again this cycle? Yeah, it sucks because it's another injection, but listen, I would inject my eyeballs every hour. I don't care. I will do it. It's just funny because I think that sometimes patients are really difficult. If you're like this, don't do this to people. They're just trying to help you. But I can tell they're like, ugh, it's another injection you'll have to do. But I don't have to do Lupron anymore, so I'll just do Lovenox instead. Big deal, you know? I don't know. That's just my mentality on it. So I had my Intralipid infusion scheduled for today. It was this morning at 10:15, and what they had told me was this must be since my last IVF. They said that there's another pharmacy that is half the cost of what I paid before because it's all out of pocket. So the Intralipids last time were $80. This time it was like $35 and change. And they overnighted it at no extra cost to the facility. Sorry, Mike just called me and he's gonna call me again in a minute, so I'm gonna try and talk faster. Anyway, the Intralipids this time were half the price, $34 and change. They overnighted them to the facility for me to go and have done today. And the last time I had it done as part of my IV when I had my egg retrieval, so this time I didn't know what to expect, but they basically put me in one of the meeting rooms, you know, where you do consultations with the doctors, and they had us all, it was myself and 2 other women, hooked up to our IVs, and one girl had 2 bags, myself and another girl only had 1. The girl with 2 bags, it was like an hour and a half for her. And for me, it took almost an hour. It took me longer than the other girl with 1 bag because we had to do it through my hand, because even though I drank a whole liter of water before bed last night, my veins were all flat today. I just have crappy veins. So they couldn't put it through as quickly through my hand, but I didn't feel any side effects, didn't really have headache or any trouble breathing, anything like that, any of the stuff that they say, but I did feel awfully exhausted this afternoon. So I took like a 3-hour nap and I feel great. So I am looking forward to Monday. I feel scared, but I feel I'm the kind of person who freaks out later, you know, in the moment when something's going on or when something's wrong. I'm eerily calm. I don't cry about things till long after it's appropriate to. That's just me. But the nurse, and I had posted about this on Instagram, I thank all of you for giving me feedback on this. I guess I just needed like a little nudge. The nurse, and again, it's all about the way they present it to you, because you're like, oh, I feel like I should be answering this differently. But she said, do you want to take a Valium for your transfer? And I didn't think that they would offer that because I figured that was more for egg retrieval. And yes, I've done that in the past for both of my egg retrievals. But I realized that I'm very tense. I'm a very stressed person, unnecessarily, but that's me. So what parts of my body, what organs are like clenched and just not working to full capacity because of my stress levels? Is it better for me? Is my uterus more relaxed? Is my lining more relaxed? What are the scientific benefits to having Valium before I have my transfer? And I just figure, you know what? It's such a small dose. It's 1 pill. Just do it. But I don't know, the way she presented it to me was kind of like, you can do it if you want it. But I'm like, do I want it? Why would I want it? I don't know. I don't think it's for me mentally, because mentally, like I said, I will, like 3 days after the fact, freak out. That's when I'll start feeling the stress. So if it's not, I don't know. So I'm going to do it anyway. I know it's just another drug, and that's one of the last things I want to do is pile another drug into my system, but it's 1 little pill for 1 hour before the transfer, so I can do that. And it's not an injection in my eyeball, so starting yesterday, I stopped the Lupron, still on the Del estrogen, which is injected just the same way the progesterone in oil is on the top outer quadrant of my butt. I'm going to tonight start doing the progesterone in oil and the Cleocin vaginal ovules. Yes, why did I say that like I was drunk? There's only 3 of them. I do this for 3 days at bedtime. Then tomorrow I'm going to start endometrin in addition to the progesterone injections. This is new for me. This replaces the Crenone that I was using, and I think it's 3 of these a day, so I am just going to be like snail trailing it all month or for however long I have to take that. But that's okay. Also, I had to start dexamethasone, which is an oral steroid, 2 days ago. And I think that's everything because I finished my antibiotic. So oh, is it over yet? It's worth it. It's going to be worth it. That's all I keep telling myself. So that is where everything stands right now. And on Monday, we go put our 2 frozen embryos back home where they belong. And it's just so emotional. I'm trying really, really hard not to act like this is our only shot because my wonderful, so terribly supportive husband is like, if it doesn't work, we'll just try again. And I know that sometimes you want to slap a man for saying that because of how little they go through, but he had to live with me through the birth control ordeal. He's had to live with me through a lot of side effects. I understand that it's not something he probably wants to do, but he's so wonderful, so supportive, and I can't wait to make him a father. So thank you so much for all of your support and your comments. I did have to get a new phone because I destroyed my last one, and for some reason I'm not getting comments to my email. I don't know. What am I, 75? I cannot figure this out. My comments are no longer coming to my email, so I didn't think anybody commented in my last video. I was like, oh yeah, they're like, what is there to say? I don't blame them. I have no real updates right now. They're like, yeah, just tell us when you're pregnant. We don't care anymore. But you guys did fill that video with comments just like you always do, and it just warmed my heart. I just burst. I just feel like my chest is just going to explode with just complete love and gratitude for all of that support. So thank you guys, and I'll update you soon. Let's get this show on the road. Thanks for watching. Bye.